And now, from our studios in Barrie, Vermont, it's New England Cooks.
Go ahead.
An audience.
What a packed house.
What a packed house. Welcome to New England Cooks, our farm to table episode that we're so excited about.
Aren't we?
We are.
We are.
We are.
I know I am.
That's why we have a full house, because farm to table is so exciting. We have a wonderful show for you.
We have some great products. We have a farmer who's raising these beautiful cows, and we have a
What
great...
kind of cows are they, Tony?
They're Highland.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yep.
They're the hairy ones.
The hairy ones. Yes. So
we
have three guests, and we're going to talk about farm to table. Now, farm to table is very, very popular. Do most of you, if you have a choice between two restaurants, one is farm to table, do you take the farm to table? Yes. Yes. All in favor? Yes. Any opposed? No. Okay. Yeah. Farm to table has really taken off across the country, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience. So when Tony thought of this idea, which I thought was excellent, we sold out very, very quickly. And we have two great farm to table entrepreneurs, but I want to tell you just a couple of statistics, because I looked it up, farm to table.
She's such a show-off.
Tony, be quiet. Okay. Now, how many of you know, this applies to all of us, but maybe not everyone in the audience, 42% of our meals eaten by families have started out frozen. 42% of your meals every day start out frozen. And that means it's robbed of what, Tony?
Flavor.
Flavor.
Nutrients.
Nutrients.
And Eskimos.
Very good. And quality.
Quality.
All right. So, and then 70% of the calories the average American consumes are from highly processed food. And in 1950, the food additives were only 30% of those 70 calories, 30 milligrams. Now they're 150.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Which really spoiled my husband's hot dog last night as we were discussing this. But it really is. And so farm to table has become so popular because it's a healthy alternative. And we have three wonderful guests. And the first one we're going to talk is Janet Stewart from Greenfield Highland Beef. And Janet has just a wonderful, wonderful product, and we want to welcome her.
Hello. Yeah.
Don't want to squish your microphone.
Yeah, we had this whole microphone conversation.
So I don't know how to turn this on.
I know how to turn it on. You want me to turn it on now?
No, not yet. But I just want, at
I
some point it's
I
going to
love
be.
Janet, because Ray and her are at the farmers market in Montpelier, which is, have you ever gone to the Montpelier farmers market? It is a party. It's a festival.
It's an event.
It's epic. And I met you, what, 5 years ago?
Probably.
5 years ago, and I started sampling their products, and it was wonderful. And I would go and sample, and sample.
And sample. And Ray and I would look at each other and say, here he comes again. He's going to eat more of our samples, and he's not going to buy anything.
I would buy something.
And then he would start saying, I'd like to have you on my TV show, and he'd eat more samples. That went on for about 4 years.
It was so good.
Finally, he got so embarrassed.
No, I'm a slow learner trying to figure out how to fit you into the show. And then we were at the farmer's market this winter, and I said, I got an idea. And so
here we are.
And I begged to pay for that other sample that she gave me that day. And I said, well, can I pay for it?
And I said, why bother? You've been doing this long enough for nothing.
It was so good. It was so good.
So we raise grass-fed and finished beef. It is 100% grass-fed. Our beef does not have any grain. Just an education point is that grass-fed is sort of the buzzword right now. All beef is grass-fed at some point in its life. You need to look for grass-fed and finished, or 100% grass-fed. Cows are not made to eat grain. Cows that eat grain are not well. And to compensate for that, they're given a lot of antibiotics to keep them from being sick. And their rumens are not designed to process corn and grains. It's designed to process forage and grass. And so that's why it's so important with cattle to eat grass-fed and finished beef. When you eat that, you know that you're getting unsaturated fats, you're getting CLAs, you're getting vitamin E, and you're getting much healthier beef from much healthier animals. A lot of people call our farm the home of the happy cows. Our
They
cows,
are. They are. I went out there. They're really happy.
our cows live a
could you
wonderful
tell?
life. People ask us how we can sell beef, and we tell them that some of our animals do make the ultimate sacrifice so that we can preserve our Highland genetics. Ray's goal is for them to have one bad moment in their life. Our beef animals live out on grass. They live just like our show animals, and they have a very happy life. We have a lot of people who have changed to be willing to eat beef if they know where their food comes from, and that's the farm to table. Our farm is open. People are welcome to come see our animals. I have some pictures out front.
And let's talk about this. You were down at the Big E.
Not only do we sell beef, we raise breeding stock. And when I say that, it's really the predominant thing that we do is to preserve Highland genetics. Our beef allows us to keep those heritage genetics. We have the oldest registered herd in the United States. Ray's dad bought his first Highland cow in 1967. She came off of a railroad car from South Dakota, and she is descended from the first bull that was ever registered in the United States in 1954. Her name was Scotty. Ray's dad paid $50 for her. Ray will say it was probably more than she was worth. But we are so lucky that he decided to raise Highland beef, because if he didn't, I could say to people, please eat our beef. We take really good care of our animals. They have a wonderful life. It's going to taste just like everything else you've ever tasted.
Better.
I get to say, please try our beef. You will say it is the best beef that you have ever tasted. We just had some studies done with the University of Missouri on Highland beef. Highland beef has turned out to be the most tender beef of any breed that has ever been tested in the world. And of course, being somewhat of a scientist myself, I asked the doctor, I said, why? And he explained that Highland beef has more fibers per square inch, but they're thinner fibers. So if you think about chewing a piece of lasagna versus chewing angel hair pasta, that's the difference with Highland beef. And that's what happens in your mouth. And that's when people say, this is so tender, or it tastes like butter, I can cut it like butter. It is because it is genetically different. So you might do a wonderful job of cooking your meat, you might find some wonderful beef, but the Highland beef already has an advantage, which is the genetics.
And before each show, I like to send, Sandy and I will either go to visit a restaurant, or I send her down a sample.
Mm-hmm. It was the most wonderful piece of beef. And I've had grass-fed beef before. In fact, where I live in Connecticut, down the street is a farm. And yours came, and I followed the marinade, which was so simple. Everything you have in your pantry, which made it easy, and it really was distinctive. So I said, I can endorse this product. And I asked for a free sample, just like my brother.
We're going to brown the short ribs.
And while we're doing that, I'm going to work on the...
How did you, so one of the keys is to brown them a lot. So I set the oven timer for 5 minutes, because I'm one of those people that will get started and I'll walk away and I'll do something else and I'll forget what is happening. So I set the oven timer, and generally I have to prepare the other ingredients, but you can see I have a Vanna here and a Vanna here who are going to do that for us. You don't need to put any fat into the pan. You want it on medium-high, and we're just going to let those brown away for 5 minutes on a side. What that does is it caramelizes the outside. I did not know this, but meat actually has sugars in it, and when you brown it, it caramelizes those sugars. So it adds a little bit of flavor, and it crisps up the outside, because we're going to be putting it in a crock pot and braising it with liquid for a long time. So while that's browning, we're going to have, Tony is going to slice up. Have you ever used one of these before?
No.
This is amazing. So this is the thing that takes the skin off. This is the thing that slices it, and you're going to put in 3 cloves.
3.
3, please.
what is skins it?
No. Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay, so you take this. Has anybody else used one of these before? They're amazing. So you put it right inside.
Okay.
You see, you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Rough.
Okay, so then you just rub
Oh,
it.
wait, you
Oh,
came out.
I've seen that.
So then we're just going to roll it. Hear it crunching in there?
I do.
Okay, so it's crunching. We're going to take it out, and look at that.
It's skinned.
Wow.
I do it the
So
old-fashioned
then
way.
you put it in there, and you're just going to turn that.
All right, and then we'll
and-
put it in a little cup.
Well, we could do that.
All right, I'll get a
We can
cup.
Put it right into the crock
All right,
pot.
get.
Okay.
You can
So-
hand it to me.
All right, keep talking to Sandy.
Okay, so while this is browning, Sandy is putting in a cup of ketchup.
Organic ketchup.
You can buy a spiced ketchup if you prefer, or any kind of ketchup. She's going to put in a third a cup of maple syrup. There's my Vermont ingredient.
No, this is balsamic cider. I'm sorry.
Oh, you put it, oh, that's balsamic vinegar. And this happens to be a mango vinegar, which is lovely, but any kind of balsamic vinegar.
Now
Then
the
you need
maple
a third of a cup
syrup.
of maple syrup. Would you like some help?
I think so.
Maybe.
Oh, there we go. Good. Yay.
She loosened it for me.
I did. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I used to say at home with my brother. You loosened it for me.
I never said that.
So a third of a cup of maple syrup.
I put a little extra, you noticed.
Hey, move your can. You're blocking your shot.
I was trying to do product placement.
Okay.
There.
But hold the label to the. Okay, there you go.
There.
All right, I'm on onion
Going to
duty.
Put in your garlic. Okay, you need to chop that onion.
Yes,
Okay, I'll
You
chop
need
Jenny.
a cup of onion, so we're going to move her cup right over here so that you can put it in there.
But it has
And-
ketchup in it.
That's okay.
Organic.
You
And
use
a little bit of salt
Himalayan
and pepper.
pink salt. Is that good? Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect.
A little bit of pepper.
Having fun, sis?
I am.
Good.
There.
Nice technique, sis.
I put in about a quarter of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Some people like to put in a jalapeno, whatever you like. Some people put
Jalapeno.
in no spices, but I put in about a quarter of a teaspoon of the hot peppers.
Okay, a quarter. Oh, look at this. This is adorable. Look at this little measuring cup.
Oh, I never pour it over the... I usually put the spoon inside.
Ah. Well, I was trying to play for the camera.
Okay. And the garlic can go right in there.
Oh,
Look at that
oh,
nice
goodness.
garlic.
With the help of some special utensils.
Now I will
He's
stir
chopping
it.
the onion.
Yep, I'm chopping the onion.
She's going to stir that. The
She's gonna stir
cornstarch
it, right?
we probably won't put in today because the cornstarch goes in after you have cooked the short ribs. And they're going to go on low for about 8 hours. What
you
I
bring
do
your
is
sleeping
at the
bag?
You guys
end
bring
of
enough.
Did you bring sleeping bags?
Yes.
So what I do is I take the ribs out at the end, put some of the liquid into a cup, put a little bit of cornstarch and mix it in that so that when you put it back in you don't get any lumps. So about maybe 2 tablespoons of the cornstarch thickens it up. But we're not going to put that in right now.
I'm glad.
Okay, so we
Because
have
I'd have to really
basically
work.
everything in there except Tony's
They're coming.
onions.
They're coming. They're coming. They're coming.
Did you cry?
No, I don't cry.
Oh, okay. Does he cry?
No.
Not about
Well,
onions.
I do cry at Old Yeller.
Did you ever make him cry when you were children?
No, that would be reversed, Janet.
5 minutes?
She did tell everyone in the neighborhood I was adopted for years.
Oh, you know what we don't have?
What?
Is a...
Oh, I got one of those right over
That's
here.
okay, we can do it. So,
Oh, they're
what I was
nice
gonna
and
do-
braised.
I don't know if you can see that it's brown and crisp. I didn't put any fat in the pan, but if you are hesitant and say, oh, I did 2 minutes, that's enough, it's not going to have the same kind of finish. So that's why I set the timer, because I would either do it for too little or I would walk away and start another project and forget. Oh, that's 6 minutes.
And how many minutes was that you did?
5
again?
minutes per side.
5 minutes.
You wanted
per
a cup,
side.
right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So while he's doing that, I want to tell you a little bit
Oh, about the awards?
Nope, I'll get to that in a minute. So, 95% of the beef that people eat is raised in a feedlot.
Hold it steady. Look at that picture.
And it looks like this. And you don't want to know what they're standing in.
Sad.
This
Oh, yeah, I know.
is what happy cows look like.
Is cinnamon in there?
Cinnamon raisin is not in this picture.
All right.
Cinnamon raisin is at what Ray calls the fluffy farm. We have two farms. One is in Plainfield, one is in Greensboro Bend. The show animals generally stay in Plainfield. Our show animals do get some grain. Our beef animals are generally in Greensboro Bend, and they don't get grain. And the majority of the animals are in Greensboro Bend. We are crossing our highlands with beef shorthorns, and if you look in the front, that boy that looks pretty buff is Shaq. And that's what a Highland shorthorn cross looks like. They grow faster than the Highlands. The Highlands are a very slow heritage breed, and they do not have to overwinter an additional winter, which in Vermont is very expensive because they eat stored forage. The Shorthorn Highland Cross has exactly the same quality of the beef as the Highland, but it does it faster. The two cows and the cow and calf together, that is Raisin Brandy and Apple Brandy. That's in Denver, Colorado this past January. They were grand champion cow calf. They are the daughter of Cinnamon Raisin. Cinnamon Raisin is probably the most famous Highland cow in the United States. She has won grand champion cow calf in Denver 3 times. No other cow has ever done that. The last time she did it, she was 11 years old. A dairy cow does not generally live past 5. Highlands live to about 20. She's the oldest cow that has ever won an award in Denver.
So look
All
at
right.
the website.
This
because
trophy right
cinnamon
here-
is adorable.
This trophy right here is from this past weekend at the Big East in
Oh.
Springfield, Massachusetts. Cinnamon Raisin's other daughter, Raisinette, won grand champion cow calf. Oh, there's a cinnamon swirl and a cinnamon buns and a cinnamon sugar. There are lots of cinnamons. Raisin had a bull calf named Raisin Cane,
Raising Cane. That should have been my name.
and her new one is Raisin Hal. So we were very fortunate this past weekend. We won grand champion cow calf. We won grand champion steer with this boy right up here. And we also won premier breeder and premier exhibitor. And that's what those banners are for. So we've been very, very fortunate.
Outstanding. All right,
Thank
so
you.
are we ready to
Okay.
take this out?
So I
Because we
think
got
we're
about 5
ready to
minutes.
take this out. We're going to put these, okay. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
So this should give you a good look, and I'll turn them the other side. I usually put them fat side down first. Are you good at these?
I'll help you.
Okay, because I don't have my glasses on.
I do.
What's your excuse?
I know.
There
All right.
you go.
Okay,
so-
you got to turn it so they can see that good crispy edge. No. Yeah.
Oh.
What crispy
All
edge?
right, right there.
This one, right here?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
You got to pick it up.
It's in the camera right there. He's zoomed in.
But they might like to see
Well,
it.
they should see it on that.
Oh, okay.
There you
All
go.
right, so then we deftly place these into the sauce that has been prepared.
All right, get out of the way. I'm coming
Okay.
in. Well, you take the cover off, sis.
No, I'm letting it seep.
You seep. I'll seep you. Look at that nice right there. I'm putting it in. Okay, we put it in.
Good rotator cuff work there.
You
that
know,
was
just
excellent.
working. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so is this turned off now?
We can
I
take
turned
it
it
off
off.
the
Okay.
burner before the
So
smoke detector goes off.
I asked Tony when we started if there was a smoke detector in here because I tend to set off the smoke detector every time I make this recipe, and I didn't want people thinking they had to run out of the room.
So they've done that
we-
before
we-
for other reasons.
We managed beautifully.
We did.
So this is going to be in there on low for 8 hours, or if you're in a bigger hurry, it can be on high for about 4 hours. When it's done, the meat will come right off of the bone. Take the bones right out, take that meat out. Look at that, we were pretty close. Put your cornstarch in. and it's ready to go.
All right, where's the ready to go?
Ready to go is in the other room.
All right, so we'll show the ready to go. We'll plate it up at the end of the
Yes.
show.
Yes.
All right, so we'll be right back after the station break.
Okay.